everyone, and welcome to Storytime with Bliss. I hope you're well. Today we're going to be reading this amazing book, and this book is called Hider with the Spider, and it's by the Grazy Guru. But first, let's head over to the blurb to find out what the book is about. Come on. Follow this emotional journey of Lance the Flying Ant, the Princess and the Deadly Spider. A poetic story of courage, wisdom and belief. A story both as grim as is beautiful. Watch as Lance battles both the court and the mob to explain his actions in an epic tale that bounces between the courtroom and Lance's adventures of doom and courage. Shall we go and read this wonderful story? Come on then. Hider with the Spider. Down at the bottom of the garden, there is a place called Buggington Hall, where bugs go to judge each other, no matter large or small. And tonight the city is alive, with bugs both tiny and tall, all of them excited to see the kerfuffle at Buggington Hall. The hall was an old watering can, with only two ways in and out. One was a crack in a coin, the other a dark ceiling spout. Two wasps and a beetle as bailiff, so the culprit could not budge. A millipede took the case record, and a wise old snail was the judge. "Now order, order," yelled the bailiff. Then all sound came to an end. The judge peered down at the culprit to see the face of a friend. It was Lance the Flying Ant, standing proudly and so strong. The judge just scratched his head, thinking this clearly must be wrong. Lance was a royal guard, faithful, fast and clever. Surely Lance was innocent, but one can't ever say never. And so the judge read aloud all the charges as they stood. Lance had lost our baby princess, claiming he'd done all that he could. The princess was in your care. Your job was to protect her. Instead, you're empty-handed with a story about a spider. Buggington Hall filled with terror. Whispers of the spider filled the air. The judge continued to ask, "So tell us why you left her there." Thus Lance took a deep breath. He was not even scared a smidge. He had faith in his heart and said, "Without fear there is no courage." "Now what you say is true. Her protection was given to me, and the princess will soon be home, safe as safe can be." Yet all could not approve. Fear engulfed the room, and panicked voices cried out in tones of dread and doom. And it didn't take long for the insect mob to form, who quickly turned wild claims into a very creepy norm. "The spider is scary, the spider is evil. She eats helpless bugs, she ate Tony the weevil. The spider is brutally cruel, her heart and soul are dead. She enjoys hearing your screams and she hungers for your dread. The spider cannot be trusted, clearly she will eat our young. She is just a horror story, not a ballad to be sung." But the little ant Lance coughed and prepared for glory. He stood up tall and proud to tell them all his story. "This is not what I felt, and this is not what I saw. Besides, she was the only one to open her door. I flew so long and hard until my wings began to ache, for I had to carry our princess across Paddlepool Lake. I rushed to Sid the caterpillar, past his washing line of socks. I banged and called for help, but the door was full of locks. When I reached Sally the lady, a bug filled with joy and delight. The evil was closing in, but her home stayed locked up tight. I was broken, I was weak, but I knew I had to hide her, so my heart took a chance to say hide her with the spider." Then the voices started to rise, and the mob began to mutter. To them what Lance had done was leave their princess in a gutter. "She will squeeze out your air, she will turn you pale blue. She uses a deadly web, this we know to be true. And the hate did not stop there, for the holy began to pray. And it wasn't just the adults, even the children had their say. The spider is icky, she is ugly and horrid. She has blood-red eyes all over her forehead. Lance sighed once again, then shrugged to the crowd. He then took a deep breath and said again real loud, "This is not what I felt. This is not what I saw. She was the only one. Only she opened her door. I flew to Greenfly Grove and cried for anyone to help, but the only sound to be heard was a cute princess whelp. Next I tried the old log to beg relief from the louse, but after time spent calling, I was chased off by a mouse. I stopped at a dog pile to ask two flies for aid, but before I could spin my tail, they flew off feeling afraid. I was broken, I was weak, but I knew I had to hide her. My heart said take a chance and hide her with the spider. Now I say unto you all, I hope you can finally see, I had to leave our princess for the evil to follow me. Yet the crowd stayed sour, for they could not understand, as the spider was the deadliest of the land. You fool, she obviously ate her. The spider is full of deceit. She eats the weak and the old, her favourite is baby's feet. The spider waits in the dark, awaiting to jump and pounce. She will suck out all your insides, almost every single ounce. Lance just looked around to see distress haunt the hall. For a moment he felt doubt, though he stood true and tall. But this is not what I felt, and this is not what I saw, for Lance had began to rant as he stamped down on the floor. I raced across the flower bed until my wings began to burn. I pleaded for help from the bees, but no help I got in return. I even asked a moth to hide our princess up high, but the evil was getting close, so sorry was the moth's reply. Alas, I could not carry her. I could not fly anymore. I fell to one last home, a home that opened the door. I was broken, I was tired. I knew I had to hide her, so my heart screamed aloud, please hide her with the spider. This did not seem to please, for the hall was filled with fear. They all knew who to blame. To them it was crystal clear. Then shadow filled the room, 8 legs so long and black, with lots of cute red eyes and baby spiders in her sack. Many of the bugs were terrified. Some just swallowed their gasp. No one dared move a muscle, for the princess was in her clasp. She dangled down from the spout and gave the princess to Lance, then turned towards the judge and gave him a wicked glance. Each eye could blink separately, each eye upon her head. Then the spider looked around, and this is what she said. We all have our purpose, some great, others not so fine. I bet you all have yours, and I sure do have mine. I am not evil, much like I am not good. I only do what I am, and I do what spiders should. The innocent are not my prey, and the princess, I did hide her. I am not the monster you say, for I am just a spider. With that, the spider left. She left without any violence, and the entire Buggington Hall just sat in shock and silence. As jaws swung from faces, the princess whelped with hunger, and Lance began to see that he had not made a blunder. Lance smiled and said to all, let us put this story to bed. Are you not incredibly happy the spider is not what you said? The judge banged his wooden gavel to bring the case to an end, for they had not lost a princess, instead they had gained a friend. With an amazingly happy ending, the city began to dance, and all because of the courage of an ant named Lance. Down at the bottom of the garden, there is a place called Buggington Hall, where bugs go to judge each other, no matter large or small. And tonight the city is dancing, with bugs both tiny and tall, all of them pleased to hear the results at Buggington Hall. Thank you for listening. The end. Now, as we are very much familiar with the Grazy Guru books, he loves to leave a message at the end of every story, and this one says, accepting good and evil produces the power of shame, which can be used like a weapon to harm a person with blame. You're free to judge yourself, but you should never judge another, for it's unfair to judge the book, especially by its cover. The end. Well, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that story, and I hope you join me next time when we read some more amazing books. In the meantime, stay tuned to find out how you can help. Hello everyone, if you enjoyed that book and you would like to purchase yourself a copy, the links will be in the descriptions below along with all my socials. And if you would like your book read on my show, that's where you'll find all the information to contact me. Thanks guys, bye! Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you'd like to see more of my content, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks guys!